back to my channel. So for this video right here, I'm actually going to be showing you guys how I made my first wig. And I'm so excited how it turned out. I didn't think that it would turn out this good, but I absolutely love it. So the hair that I actually used to do this is from Mayvenn hair, and the one that I have in my hair is the Peruvian straight, and I have in a 14-inch closure, and then two 16 inches, and then two 18 inches as well. Now the hair that they have lasts really well. I've used their hair previously and I absolutely love the quality. It's really good hair. One thing that I do like about Mayvenn hair is that it doesn't really shed or tangle, and on top of it they don't use any harsh chemicals in their hair, so what you're getting is really good quality hair. One thing I do like about their hair is that they have a 30-day quality guarantee. So that means if you don't really like your hair, or if you feel like it's shedding or tangling and you don't like it, you can always return it and you can get a refund or an exchange. Now you will automatically get a refund if you haven't opened your bundle at all, but if the elastic band or anything is taken off of it, then they're going to do an exchange for you. So even if you colored or cut it and it's just not the way you like it, then they will exchange the hair for you. So I really like that. I think not a lot of companies do that at all, so that's really good. And plus, I have experienced great customer service with them. The customer service is from, I believe it's like 9 to 5 Pacific time, Monday through Friday. So their customer service is always available, especially which is really good because sometimes you want to call in later if you're on the East Coast, so I like how the hours are a little bit later for you to call in for them. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit of how I made this wig, and then I'm going to show you how I did it. But first off, this was my first time making a wig, and I'm so happy it came out the way it did. I think it came out crazy good. Like, I'm so proud of myself. So for starters, I did use a wig cap that had adjustable straps, but for my wig cap, I actually turned it inside out because if I didn't, the adjustable straps would be on the outside, and I didn't really like how I wouldn't be able to get to them once the hair was in. So what else did I do? I started at the bottom, I worked my way up kind of like a U. So I'm going to show you guys how I did that. And then when it got to the top and it was a little bit too thick, I didn't know if I would have enough hair, I started at the top and then worked my way back towards the middle. So at the bottom I worked, and then at the top I worked until it closed in. I'm honestly so impressed with this hair. It's just so nice. It's like really silky, really nice. And I think it's such great quality hair. Also, if I get bored with this wig, I made sure when I did my sewing that I looped the sewing around the track, if that makes any sense. So that way it's not going through it. Because when you go through the track, it kind of will create more, not tangling, more shedding, because you're actually kind of breaking the track in a way. So I made sure I just went around it, so if I get bored with this wig and want to style it a different way, I can always take it apart and it won't be hard to put back together or too much of shedding. Also, this is the 14-inch closure, so it is from here to here. I parted on the side just to have more of a deeper side part. I like those better, and the closure just really helps to bring it all together and make it look really natural. So I'm so glad I actually was able to get a closure with it. I would definitely recommend using a closure if you're going to be making a wig. It makes it so much easier. I also plan on cutting more layers into it. It has small layers just because of the different inches, but I feel like I need to put more layers just to frame my face more. And overall, you really don't need to use 4 bundles to make a wig. I use all 4, but you can get away with 3. It would still look good, it just won't be as thick. And just so you can see, this is how thick it is. It's super thick. Like, very, very thick. I like that though. It's like pageant queen hair. But yeah, that's really about it. If you guys are interested in seeing how I made my first wig, then definitely just keep on watching. So to get started, I'm actually going to be using my Mayvenn Peruvian hair, and this one is in straight. I think they also have it in body wave, but I got straight, and this is the closure as well, and it also has baby hairs on it, which I absolutely love. So I'm using a deluxe weaving cap, some T-pins, some sewing needle and thread, and of course you're going to need a mannequin to hold this all together. So to get started, I just placed the weaving cap on top of the mannequin's head and just positioned it to where it is nice and snug, so that way I am not causing any problems when I'm sewing. I'm using the T-pins just to hold everything down and in place. You're also going to want to try on the weaving cap before you do this because you will need to adjust it if it doesn't fit to your size, but it automatically fit to my head, so that's why I didn't really need to adjust it at all. So after I've done that, I'm going to place the closure down, and I line the closure up to where the front of the weaving cap is. And after I've done that, I'm going to place a pin right in the front so that the closure won't move around, and exactly where I need to sew it, it'll stay so it doesn't mess up at all. So once you've got the closure where you want it, you're just going to sew it. And I started by doing the under and over, and then I switched to the over and under, because this will help to just tighten the wig. And also, as well, as soon as I pull it through, I loop it around twice just to create a knot, and I do that with the closure because I really want the closure to stay snug and not to become loose at all. So I do that a lot when I'm sewing down the closure. So when it comes to my closure, I like to sew it on one side, and then I go to the other side, and then I'll end to the back. And doing this way, I notice really helps to just like tighten the wig and make it flatter. I don't want to have kind of like any lumps towards the top. So that really helps when I do one side of the closure and then the other, and then head to the back. So this is how it's going to look on either side, and then you just sew the back. Alright, so once you finish with the closure, then you're going to get started on the bottom, and you always want to start on the right hand side or left hand side, whichever one you feel comfortable with, honestly, but I always like to start on the right hand side, and then I work it over to the left, and then bring it all the way up to the side of my ear, and then bring it all the way up to the other side. Just keep doing it as a U. But right here, I am just knotting the very end of it, so I am going to be placing the needle through the very end of the track, and then I'm just going to keep looping it around. So it's only going to need to go through the track at the very beginning, and that way it's just going to make sure everything is tight and snug and not going anywhere, and you just keep looping it around after that. So this is where you're actually going to be going up to on the sides, and this is closer to the ear. So you're just going to keep looping it all the way up to where it curves at the top. And once you've reached all the way to that end, then you're just going to flip your hair over and then bring it right back down. Like I said before, kind of like a U. You just keep bringing it in until it closes in the hair. So right here is where I just knot it and just make sure everything's snug, and then I actually will flip the hair over, and then I will start over again until it reaches the other side. So this is how the first bundle will look once you finished it. So it is super thick. I actually made sure to put the bundles super tight next to each other. This is the second bundle now, and that's how it'll look once you finish 2. And this is the third. And what I'm going to do now, instead of keep on doing the U, I'm just going to keep bringing them all the way across until they are completely filled in. So I'm going to show you how I actually attach the one that's closest to the closure. What I like to do is actually sew the closure and that track next to each other until they're like completely one, if that makes any sense. So the track that is closest to the closure, I sew practically on the closure, so it's not any gaps between them. So once you finish making your wig, then you're actually just going to cut off a part of the cap so that the lace is able to work with your own hairline instead of having the cap. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to be snipping off the cap, and this is the part that isn't connected to the lace, so that way it just looks more realistic underneath. Instead of having the black, you just have your lace closure showing. And yeah, that's it basically. I'm just snipping all of that off. If you guys have any comments or questions, make sure to write it in the comment box below and I will get back to you. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.